Welcome to the Knit Along for the 2025 Pattern Drafting class. We are now going to knit a sweater from the pattern we drafted using Moon of My Life for inspiration. I am using a bulky KH260 machine. Back half of the card goes under the front half, then clip them together. Turn the knob on the right to spin the card down into the machine. When moving it down several rows, it helps to push down on the left button. Stop when the blue line on the card is just at the card slot opening. Pull the lever forward to lock the card. This is a sample used to demonstrate how to make the decreases in the yoke. Bring forward 51 needles from 25 left to 26 right of center zero. Cast on with waste yarn. Knit 7 rows, then knit 1 row ravel cord. I'm using crochet thread for ravel cord. Fasten a clip on the end, then thread the carriage. Hand feed the cord. Hold it loosely and let it slide through your hand. Clip the crochet thread. Put a clip on the main color. Put it in the main carriage feeder, the back feeder, and close the gate. Knit 1 row. Turn the change knob to KC and knit 1 row. This brings forward the needles that will knit contrast color in the next row. Place the contrast color yarn in the front feeder. It simply slides in. There is nothing to close. I'm pulling down some extra slack on the contrast yarn. The pattern needles are 12 stitches apart, and some do not knit correctly. Bringing these 12 needles all the way forward before knitting the next row also helps. Knit 2 rows. There are long strands of yarn between the contrast color stitches. I'm inserting the latch tool under the first strand, catching the second strand and pulling it under towards me, then catching the third strand. Pull the third strand under the second, then put it into the hook of the middle needle in the main color section just above. This is called latching up the floats. I'm bringing the contrast needles all the way forward again to help them knit off cleanly on the next row. Knit 6 rows. There are 3 rows with long floats between contrast color stitches. I'm latching up these 3 strands like I did previously, then hanging the 3rd strand on the center stitch just above it. Knit 6 rows. Now I'm going to transfer the decrease stitches at the top of tier 1. I'll start by pushing back the extended needles. Starting with needle 1 left of center 0, pull every 3rd needle forward. Do this on both sides of the bed. Transfer the stitch on the extended needle to the needle next to it on the left. I dropped a stitch. This must be picked up or there will be a run in the fabric. Remove the main and contrast colors. Thread the carriage with waste yarn. Knit 7 rows. Unthread the carriage. Remove the weights. Pass the carriage across empty to drop the fabric off the bed. I'm counting the empty needles. Take half of them out of work back to position A on each side. Rehang the yoke on the bed. Be sure to pick up both stitches where there are doubled transfer stitches. Also, try not to pick up any of the waste yarn. If a bit of it gets knitted in, it can be a little hard to pick out when removing the waste yarn. I caught a single ply of the yellow waste yarn, so am fixing that. The double stitches can be a little tricky to pick up. I'm having better results turning the transfer tool vertically to get through both of them. Oops! I skipped a needle near the edge. It will throw the pattern repeat off a stitch if I don't fix this. So I'm transferring stitches back to the right. I will rehang the rest of the yoke off camera and be back when that is finished. I need to reprogram the carriage. Push in both part buttons to make a free pass and turn the change knob to KC. Knit across to the left and rethread the carriage. Unlock the punch card. Latch up the floats and hang the top one in the extended needle above it. Repeat across. I bumped the camera, sorry. Knit 10 more rows. It's time to make the decreases at the top of tier 2. First, push the extended needles back. It's hard to see this next step because I bumped the camera out of position. I started by pulling needle 2 left of center 0 forward for the first decrease, then needle 5, then skip 4 needles, pull 1 forward, skip 2, pull 1. Repeat this sequence outwards. You will have 1 needle forward, 2 back, 1 forward, 4 back, repeating across the bed. Transfer the stitches on the extended needles to neighboring needles on the left. I transferred stitches incorrectly on this edge, so am correcting that. Thread the carriage with waste yarn and knit 7 rows. Remove the waste yarn and take the carriage across empty to drop the yoke off the bed. I'm counting the empty needles. Then I will take half of that amount back to position A, out of work, on each side. Rehang the yoke. I will finish rehanging the yoke off camera and then I'll be back. Hang, wait. I need to reprogram the machine. Push in both part buttons and have the change knob set to normal. Turn the change knob to KC. Knit 1 row. This brings the pattern needles for the next row forward. Check to be sure they are in line with the vertical patterns in the yoke.
Oops.
I forgot to push in the ferrule button, and the contrast color did not knit. I must take out this row and reprogram the machine. Push the extended needles back in line with the main color ones. Remove the main color from the carriage and rip out the row. Push in both part buttons and pass carriage back to the right side. Be sure card is unlocked and ferrule button is pushed in. Thread carriage with both colors. Knit 7 rows. Push back both end needles. Remove the contrast yarn. Turn the change knob to normal. Knit 3 rows. Cut the main yarn, leaving a long tail for seaming. Thread the carriage with waste yarn and knit 7 rows. Remove the weight. Remove waste yarn and take carriage across empty to drop the fabric off the bed. This is what the wrong side looks like with the latched up floats.